What's up, guys? How we doing? We went for a ride to Hatfield McCoy. We had a great time, but the KX is tore apart now, and as you can see, we got a problem. Yeah, something's missing in there, right about that area. Yeah, so the shock was leaking when I left. I knew it was leaking, but I didn't want to take the chance of pulling it apart, and so I rode it, and it was pretty bad. And it leaked pretty good, and I knew that, so it's time to rebuild the shock. So the shocks for the KX is out. You can see here, that's the rubber stopper at the bottom, and that's just totally gone. And yeah, look at that. Not good, not good, not good. So basically I was just riding on spring only. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that tore apart and rebuild the shock on this thing and get her back together so we can do some more riding. Alright, so we let all the nitrogen out, and what you need to do is get yourself a socket. Yeah, we'll go over this. We need to push this down until we reveal the circlip in there. So all the nitrogen's out there, ain't no fluid in there anyhow, so, and that's really dirty. So we're gonna have to clean that out somehow. But you can see it drop down. Yeah, tools and more tools. There's tools everywhere. Just want to try to get some of this dirt out of here. There's 20 years of dirt in there probably. Watch your eyes. Okay, so it needs to go down just a little bit more. If I can just see the clip right there. Like there. Now I can see the clip really good. Now, the clips are going to be fun. Because they always are. These things have probably been in here forever. I don't even know if I'll be able to get them out. Because it is not, they're not even moving. Okay, got it to move. No, that ain't gonna work. What I try to do with this is go down with it instead of up, but I can't. Got it. Alright, so there's the clip, and the kit I'm buying comes with a new one, but this one's actually in pretty good shape. I'm going to stick that there. Alright, now what you do to get that out of there is, if you have an old tube laying around like we do. If you don't have an old tube, you can take this nut off of your tube, and that should screw. Well, it's supposed to. Well, on yours it probably will, but if you look on mine, the threads are all screwed up on it. So that's probably why mine doesn't work that great, but wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. There you go. So that's the bladder. That's the thing that you fill with the nitrogen. And there's still some air in there, and that thing's actually pretty good. I mean, a lot of guys say they get bad, but that one isn't bad. So I'm not gonna replace that, I don't think. There ain't much oil in there.
No, there's like none.
I mean, it's still holding air, and there's no cracks on it or anything like that. Some guys said they'll suck, when you run out of fluid, it'll actually like elongate them and suck them closed. But if you get the kit, it comes with it. I can't get the kit for the KX. I have to buy all the pieces individual. So But it looks good. It's holding there and it's firm. So I'm going to leave that go. So that's the first piece. Now what we can do is dump the oil out of here. And that's some nasty oil.
Alrighty.
There wasn't much in it because it was leaking obviously, but I am going to buy a new one of these and replace that. So yeah, that might be the problem.
A whole 3 drops of oil.
Yeah, there's not much oil in there. Alright. Take my rag. That's a real dirty rag. I ain't going to use that one. I'm going to use cleaner in this anyhow. I think I'm going to pick up some kerosene and clean it out good. I just wanted to... Alright, so the second part of this is going to be taking this piece off. And you'll see there's a hole on that side and a hole on this side. If you have a punch, that's the best way to do it. But here at the Mixed Fuel Garage, we haven't gotten around to buying a punch. So I'm going to try to use this. Nope, that's going to be way too big. So I'm going to try to find a Phillips head screwdriver I don't really care about. Like that one that's all boogered up. I'll stick it in there and hopefully I can get that off. Might be doing a lot of editing in this one. Okay, so I'm back using a Torx bit. Okay, that's working. Now, problem is I'm gonna spin it around like this. And you just keep working each side until it comes off. Alright. So the Torx bit worked. Okay, so that's your dust cap. Well, there's all kinds of good stuff down in there. Alright. The easiest way to keep that out of the way. Can you grab that and get me a zip? Alright, to keep these up, what you can do, you can either use a string or whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do a zip tie, just like that. And that's going to hold that up in the air. There's going to be another clip in here. You're going to have to take something and push down in there and tap down again. Obviously this one you're removing anyhow. I got one of these old piece of junk T-handle things I probably got years and years ago. So I'm just going to stick that in there and just tap on that until, just like that. So there should be another circlip in there. Yeah, there is. Now I got to get it out of there. So, me and circlips are not good friends. I tend to lose them a lot. So I got
looking for the opening?
Yep, looking for the opening. Okay, there's the opening. I'm gonna spin it around to the bottom so I can get to it. So I can see what I'm doing. Alright. Once again, we're going to fight with this thing. Some guys are really, really good at this. I'm not one of those guys. I have a heck of a time with these. See, I can't even get it to move. Okay. Got it that far. Ah! Pop back up. And it popped back up again. These things here, you just got to keep working at them until you get them. Just be patient about it and don't try to rush it, because then you will break it. Okay, so there's the other clip. It's out. And let me tell you something. You could feel the grittiness and stuff in there, so that's probably why I ended up losing all my fluid. Dirt and stuff got in there. Alright, so now we're going to grab this. Let's see if we can do this. Pan. Need the pan. There we go. That's what is it is. This is all your valving. All this stuff is your valving. So when you take this off, the top of this is flat, and that nut screws down, and that's all your valving in there, which all that stuff looks really good. This is the piece that I'm replacing right here. That's the only piece I gotta get. And there must have got dirt, like fork seals the same way. Obviously I couldn't use a seal made on it because it wouldn't work, and I need to replace this anyhow. So that's the piece I need to replace. You can buy them Rocky Mountain ATV pretty much anywhere, the whole unit. You can buy individual washers. We're not going to do that. It's not worth it. Just buy the whole unit. Cost me 40 bucks for the whole unit. You put a whole unit on there and you're good to go. Alright, so this is how it has the locking washer on it and everything already. So take this out of the vise.
Oh, look, a little bit more.
A little bit more fluid in there. I'm just going to leave that there because it's got to drain anyhow. Alright, so this goes in the vise. And Levi, guess what that is?
17.
Nope. 17.
19.
Alright, so he didn't get that one. So you're going to 19?
Yep.
19 it is. Alright. This has a locking nut on it. If yours has never been taken apart ever, on the top of this it's going to be crowned up and it's going to be peened over. You have to grind the peening off to get the nut off. This was already taken apart because the guy had Pro Action do the suspension before I got the bike. If you never had your bike apart, you're going to have to grind that off and then get another nut for it. So make sure we're going the right way. And there we go, the nut's off. You can see where they ground it off when he sent it to Pro Action. They actually ground the top off and took the nut off, and they put a locking nut on it. Now when we put that back on, we'll torque it all down to specs and everything. Okay, so before you get too rambunctious and get going and pulling all this stuff off, you need to put a screwdriver or something on here and slide all this stuff up onto the screwdriver, because if you mix all this stuff up, you're going to be in trouble. And mine does not want to come off of there, go figure. Okay, so I'm going to have to start taking this off piece by piece, but I'm going to put it on the screwdriver so I know exactly where I'm at, because for some reason mine is not, doesn't want to come off of there. Sorry if my hands are in the way, but doing the best I can here. So we got two of them on. Okay. Get the screwdriver in there. All of them go on the screwdriver. Now I know exactly what way to put them all back. When I'm ready to do it, I'm going to put them right back just that way. And that's your valving and all your spring, all that stuff. Everything looks really good. I might take these off individual and clean them, just in case there's any grit in there. or I could leave them on the screwdriver and just get some cleaner and spray them down. So we're gonna set this over here in my spot that I like. Okay, this is the piece that we're gonna have to replace right here. And obviously it got grit and dirt. You can see there's all kinds of grit and dirt. Look at the grit all over it and dirt. That's just from riding it. It's maintenance. You have to do it. So that piece is going to be replaced. Now, taking that off. This is your piece, obviously, that goes on. I'm going to clean that up. That goes on. Here's that little rubber thing that I got to replace that too. That thing is just, look at it.
It just fell apart.
It's just destroyed. And then this is your end piece. So just remember how they go on. If you have another bike to look at, obviously that's, you know, the way to go. But I'm just going to set them on there like that so I don't forget how they go on. And now I got to order parts. So we will be back once the parts come in, and I'll show you how to put it all back together.